Any health-related information on the following show provides general information only. Content presented on any show by any host or guest should not be substituted for a doctor's advice. Always consult your physician before beginning any new diet, exercise, or treatment program.
Welcome to Accelerated Health Radio and TV. I'm your host, Sarah Banta. I'm a health coach, natural supplement expert, and a busy mom of three. Make sure you hit the subscribe button below so you're notified every week with my new podcasts on Mondays and Tuesdays. And if you haven't already, join my free group coaching on Telegram. There's no downside. With the link below, I teach you on a daily basis with tips and tools to enhance your health. And you will be a part of a like-minded group to support you on your journey, in addition to truly taking control of your health. Today, we're going to be talking about weight loss. It's the new year. Everyone's got that on their mind, right? It's the number one New Year's resolution. And some people are using diabetic medication for weight loss. So I wanted to dive into that and what the pros are, the cons, who's it right for, and why do we have obesity? You know, ironically, last night this topic was on 60 Minutes, and I dove into it, and they were addressing the topic of obesity being about willpower and said it has nothing to do with willpower. Yes and no. There are a lot of factors that go into obesity. You could have leptin resistance. You could have an issue with the foods you're eating aren't clicking into your gut, telling your brain, I'm full. You could have parasites. You could have, parasites and fungus. All they want is sugar, right? So if you're full of that, those little buggers are going to be screaming at you and screaming at you to feed them until you feed them. You could have suboptimal thyroid, so really sluggish metabolism, which I would say over 60 to 70% of the population probably are suffering from suboptimal thyroid. You can't get away with what you were eating 20 years ago today. The other thing no one's talking about is the self-fulfilling prophecy. And this goes for any health issue, whether it's weight loss, weight gain, muscle gain, brain activity, vision. I'll never forget when my dad was thinking he was going down the road of Alzheimer's, and he started talking to the doctor, and then I started noticing he was really forgetful. And then he got a different diagnosis from a different doctor. And all of a sudden, that forgetfulness went away. For me, I just went through a certain aspect of my own health, and I wasn't getting the results I wanted. I actually was trying to gain muscle, and it wasn't happening. And it wasn't happening until I addressed something mentally and subconsciously. And all of a sudden, I broke through. I hadn't changed anything with my diet or my supplements or my exercise. So when it comes to obesity, if you're listening to me and you are sitting there going, it's all about my willpower, I've not been able to do it, I'm fat because everyone else tells me that I eat too much, and then of course, then I might as well go eat too much, that could be a part of it. There are lots of pieces to this puzzle. Lastly, toxicity. We know that the spike protein is affecting insulin, and insulin is your fat storing hormone. It's also affecting your sex hormones, estrogen, progesterone, testosterone. Testosterone is going in the tank for men and women. SHBG is going up, and that binds to the testosterone. What does testosterone do? It's the get shit done, right? That's that hormone. It also burns fat, and it gives you the drive in life, the drive to work, the drive to work out, the sex drive. All of these things will affect your weight loss. So I want to go back to leptins. This is something that no one's talking about. And then we're going to get into the diabetic drugs. Leptin is a hormone produced by the fat cells that says, stop eating, I'm satisfied. So when that gets out of whack, then that can cause or be a partial cause to the obesity. Leptin has a specific action in the hypothalamus of the brain to control your metabolism and your appetite. The more fat you have and the more food you eat, the more leptin is produced. And when it works correctly, it signals to the brain, I have plenty of stored fat and fuel. I don't need any more. Let's just stop eating. We're good. We can just start increasing the metabolism and burn more fat. That's also why there's those people like my son who eats more and eats more and eats more. And his body says, okay, I'll just burn more. I'll burn more. I'll burn more, because his leptin works and it just increases the metabolism and burns more fat. However, when there's too much leptin being pumped out of the fat cell, which is abnormal, the body and the brain become resistant to the message, just like insulin resistance, right? When an insulin resistance, the body stops listening to insulin messages. And so there's an override. And the receptors that receive leptin become resistant to leptin, and the fat cells continue to produce an abnormally high amount. And the receptors essentially downgrade the response. What then happens, the more weight you gain, the more fat stores you have, the more your body is thinking it's starving. That's not what we want, but that's what happens. And obese people have an excess amount of leptin, but it's unavailable to the receptors, and the hunger persists at a very high level. And so you have plenty of energy stored in your fat cells, but you start feeling extremely hungry and unsatisfied, and it's very difficult to have the willpower to fight that hunger. So as you gain more and more fat cells, the leptin levels continue to increase in the blood, and eventually the brain becomes numb and non-responsive to the signals, start to tune out the leptin, and the brain you'll start to think that you're in a state of starvation. And obviously you're not. So there's a mis-signaling going on. Your brain slows down your metabolism, increases your appetite to try to compensate. And instead of burning the extra food that you just ate, your body stores it as fat cells, increases your appetite in the process. And this leads to a vicious cycle of more weight gain and higher leptin levels. So this is one of the issues, signs that this might be an issue for you: an inability to lose weight no matter what you do, constant weight gain, constant food cravings, even after eating plenty of food, constant fatigue and feeling sluggish, and worsening symptoms of hypothyroidism. So that could be one issue. Now, the other issue is if you're not eating the foods that trigger a great hormone in the body that I love called CCK. CCK is a hormone released by certain things in the gut that suppresses your appetite, and it's stimulated by certain neurons in the gut that recognize what is in the gut and by the mucus lining and the microbiome. So it's stimulated by amino acids, particularly L-glutamine, and certain fatty acids, particularly omega-3 fatty acids from fish or algae, kelp, and that sort of thing. So this hormone is not triggered by Ben & Jerry's and pizza and Diet Coke and all of those foods, any processed foods. So what happens though, when you eat wild animal protein, and we're going to get into protein deeper in the end, but when you are eating wild animal protein full of the omega-3 fatty acids and all of those great amino acids, the gut says, okay, send CCK to the brain. And the brain says, oh, I'm getting everything I need. I've got so much nutrients in this food. I'm not hungry anymore. This is why I always say start out with your protein on your plate. So your gut won't tell if you are full until it registers that certain amount of amino acids and fatty acids. And this is why the carbs and even vegetables don't satisfy your appetite. See, even vegans have a hard time with this. They don't get that signaling. And if you begin your meal by eating protein, you're likely to eat less as your brain registers the amino acids and the fatty acids. L-glutamine can also reduce sugar cravings. Your body uses amino acids for energy through that process called gluconeogenesis and for building muscle tissues and other cellular repair in the body. With the sufficient amino acids and the fatty acids, you'll tend to eat within healthy ranges and not overeat. And then what also is happening with this is it's resetting your leptin levels. Okay, so that is another part of this. Furthermore, after hours of not eating and through intermittent fasting and following up with starting with protein and fat first, the blood sugar will barely rise and therefore won't fall drastically, causing that typical roller coaster of blood sugar. Now, why am I bringing all of this up when it comes to diabetic medication? And I'm talking about type 2 diabetes. Type 2 diabetes is insulin resistance, right? And it's caused by a high level of chronic blood sugar. And that insulin is being pumped to try to bring down the blood sugar and bring down the blood sugar and bring down the blood sugar. And finally, the pancreas is pumping out so much insulin. And it just says, I quit. I'm done. You've pushed me too far. And then the blood sugar goes way up, and then you are diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. Well, let's talk about the diabetic drugs. There are now prescription drugs under a few names that are prescribed to help people with diabetes manage their blood sugar and help with weight management. Now, if you are a true type 2 diabetic and you have comorbidities, heart disease, other issues, there's a place for this. However, there are also natural alternatives without the side effects. These drugs have become extremely popular outside the diabetic population as just weight loss drugs for non-diabetics. And medical professionals have recently started issuing warnings to the wider community concerning the risk of using these diabetic medications for weight loss. In fact, as they talked about on 60 Minutes, there's a shortage of the drugs for the diabetics because it's being used for those to look just to lose weight. This is an extremely huge fad in my own town, and I'm blown away. And that is why I'm so passionate about this, is I wanted to bring this up because I'm seeing so many people I know use it. So the diabetic drugs work by signaling the pancreas to create more insulin, which helps control the blood sugar and also lowers glucagon, the hormone that raises sugar levels. They belong to a class of medication known as glucagon-like peptide 1 or GLP-1. GLP-1 therapy is recommended early in the treatment of type 2 diabetes, which also results in weight loss and improved heart disease. All great. Nothing against it, but there are side effects of taking diabetic medication for weight loss. And it doesn't, everything has its effect. Most prescription drugs, the reason they are prescriptions is that they have side effects. Okay, so that's something that you need to remember with all medications. The other downside of this is usually the doctors are not giving the patients dietary or lifestyle changes to follow as well. So what are the side effects? Number one, weight gain after stopping the medication. It's also extremely expensive, right? So say you're fine financially right now to pay for it, because most insurance companies are not paying for it now, but then you have to stop it. All the weight's going to come back. It's like being on Biggest Loser. All of those people have gained all of their weight back and then some. You also are at risk for diabetic retinopathy, gallstones. And you know me, I love my liver, and you need to clean out those gallstones and liver stones 3 to 4 times a year. So here we are producing gallstones. You may have kidney problems, including kidney failure. Kidney issues. This is something that I'm prone to. You get water retention, edema, all of those issues. That's not good either, right? Swelling of the pancreas. Any swelling in the body, inflammation, is what causes accelerated aging and disease. We want to be reducing all swelling and inflammation in the body. Increased risk of thyroid cancer. Okay, we're talking about the thyroid, the master endocrine gland. Most of you are suffering from Hashimoto's or hypothyroidism, and this is taking it to another step further and creating cancer possibly. An allergic reaction, hypoglycemia. What happens when you're hypoglycemic? You feel really fatigued, blurred vision. You could get really nauseous. Not a good feeling. You also, a lot of people are feeling nauseous when they start this medication, diarrhea, even vomiting. And what's so interesting, when you see clips about these drugs on the news outlets, they just dismiss nausea and diarrhea and vomiting as, oh, it's okay, at least we're losing weight. Oh my gosh, if you told me I was going to be nauseous and have diarrhea or vomiting all day, no thank you. Blurred vision, confusion, slurred speech, numbness, these are all side effects of taking this medication. They're only talking about the short-term side effects, and those are the short-term ones. The more serious side effects may still be unknown. Prescribing the diabetic medication for non-diabetic weight loss is more of a recent treatment that has not yet been sufficiently studied in a wider population. So why put something in your body that hasn't been studied? It takes me back to the fen-phen craze, or what was the name of that fat that was put in the potato chips? And it on the back of the potato chips, it says, warning, anal leakage is a side effect. And people would just keep eating it because the body wasn't processing the fat that tasted good, but the body just needed to get rid of it. This is where my mind goes. I'm not saying that for this, but I'm also saying, be cautious. So what happens if you stop this medication? In the clinical trials, non-diabetic patients prescribed these medications for weight loss who stopped taking the medication regained the majority of their prior weight loss within a year. They also experienced increases in blood pressure, cholesterol, and blood sugar levels. So there you go. So I'm all about solutions. I'm not going to just give you this bad news without the good news. And this is where I have come up with the Ascent Diet Cleanse. I want to make it easy to lose weight, away from your willpower, your issues, and make you feel like, oh my gosh, I can do this. And that's what the Ascent Diet Cleanse is. It truly is a life-changing 30-day cleanse and detox weight loss program. And what I've done is I've combined the right supplements, and I coach you through the easy lifestyle changes, free group coaching, and support with the natural health supplements that are going to reset your body, mind, and spirit. Remember, it's all about shifting in the mind and the spirit as well to help you lose the weight, become mentally, emotionally, and physically stronger, and you keep the weight off. It's not something that, okay, after the 30 days, all the weight comes back. So with the Ascent Diet Cleanse, the supplements are working synergistically to maximize that weight loss, improve insulin sensitivity, because part of obesity is insulin resistance. So we're reversing that. Increase the fat loss. So teaching your body how to tap into its own fat stores instead of saying, feed me, feed me, feed me. Increase that mental and physical energy. And you do all of this without the negative side effects that I had mentioned experienced with diabetic drugs. The first supplement is a game changer, accelerated keto. And why is this? You do not have to be on a high-fat diet for accelerated keto. I had that question today. You just take the supplement, accelerated keto, in the morning. It turns your body into fat burning mode within 30 minutes. So why is this important? It's important because your brain says, oh, well, I've got plenty of fat on my body. Even if you have 10% body fat, You've got thousands and thousands of calories to burn. And it says, I don't need to eat. So I'm going to send all of that energy, all the blood flow into my extremities, into my organs, start the autophagy, which is the cleaning up of the diseased and damaged cells. This is also part of reverse aging, reversing that toxicity in the body, cleaning it up, reducing inflammation. Taking accelerated keto is the quickest way to start burning those excess calories in the body, lowering your blood sugar, resetting your insulin levels, suppressing the appetite while increasing high levels of stable energy. There are ingredients in the accelerated keto that actually spark more energy, stable energy. There's pure calf and teocrine and dynamine, which those three synergistically work to give you a non-jittery, stable energy source and brain energy. So you're focused. You don't have that ADHD. You're able to speak. You're able to work out harder and longer without that lactic acid building up in your muscles. And you feel just good. And when the body's running on the ketones produced by the accelerated keto, combine that with intermittent fasting and a low-carb diet, focusing on wild animal protein instead of using glucose for energy, insulin sensitivity improves, leading to weight loss. When insulin's low, you're in fat burning mode. Glucagon is your fat burning hormone. We want to increase that glucagon, lower the insulin. And with accelerated keto, you're able to do that. Furthermore, the ATP production, which is your true cellular energy, increases significantly, leading to enhanced physical energy. It's increased by at least 5 times. So we're talking about cellular energy, not from caffeine, not from your Monster drink or your Diet Coke. Then you've got the additional ingredients in the accelerated keto that help break down the saturated fats in your body into unsaturated fats. Why is this important? This is going to help burn that dangerous visceral fat around the belly and the liver fat. We want to work on that liver. That liver fat, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, is the fastest growing disease in the United States. So yes, it was just New Year's. Yes, you may have had some alcohol, but we're not even talking about that. We're talking about the high fructose corn syrup, the processed foods, the just fructose in the diet, and the alcohol, all creating fatty liver. The accelerated keto is breaking down those saturated fats into the unsaturated fats so you can use it even more. It's almost like a second source of ketones. And the more your liver is defatted and unclogged, the more efficient the liver is breaking down those fat molecules into usable energy and burning that belly fat. If you cannot see your belly button, you've got too much visceral fat and probably fatty liver disease. Also, I mentioned the thyroid earlier. The liver is where the thyroid hormone converts from T4 to T3. Tyrosine and 4 molecules or 3 molecules of iodine. Tyrosine comes in animal protein, and we'll talk about iodine in a second. But you need that conversion to happen in the liver. So if you have plenty of T4, but your liver's clogged and backed up and it's not converting to T3, your metabolism's going to be in the toilet and you're not able to burn fat. So as the liver functions better, the thyroid works better, increasing metabolism and weight loss. And it's known that when the thyroid isn't functioning, digestion suffers and unexplained weight gain occurs. I'm also going to be getting into the thyroid effect on mental health. We will be getting into that in a couple of weeks. So if you're not feeling good mentally, your self-confidence is down, your mental focus, that self-fulfilling prophecy is going to cause you to gain weight. So it all works together, body, mind, and spirit, right? So, okay, so when the accelerated keto also includes, no other keto supplement has this, a compound known as HMB, which prevents muscle wasting. Most people, when they lose weight, they lose fat and muscle. We want to lose the fat weight, we want to keep the muscle, and we want to keep the cells hydrated. right? Intracellular water is the important one. We want to get rid of the extracellular water. Ascent diet cleanse, or the Ascent adaptation with Heather Hineker. She's got an in-body scan that scans the body and tells you where the water is. Is it inside the cell or outside the cell? And what's the health of that cell wall? Is it really rigid, or is it really flexible to let the toxins out and the nutrients in? That is really important. So anyway, the HMB helps prevent the muscle wasting while you're intermittent fasting and you're on a low carb diet. With more healthy muscle tissue, more mitochondria with increased ATP are sustained and more weight loss is achieved. That ATP number goes up, you will burn more body fat. You will also start burning or turning the white jiggly fat that we want to get rid of into the healthy mitochondrial rich brown fat. Additionally, you've got the organic mucle in the accelerated keto, and that's known to break down fats in the body and provide an energy spark to burn those fats that it breaks down. Also helps with joint and muscle health. In Ayurvedic medicine, it's known to have that hot or fire element potency, and it's that match that lights the keto process. So it also detoxifies the body and the liver. So many benefits to that. And then you've got the acceleradine iodine. I mentioned iodine important for that T4 and T3, but acceleradine increases ATP production, not by 18%, by 18 times. So your ATP from the accelerated keto is increasing 5 times. Then you add in the acceleradine, and that is increasing by 18 times. You do the math. As a result, it increases metabolism, caloric burn, brain function, physical performance, wound healing, fat burning, healthy apoptosis. And that apoptosis is the destruction of diseased cells, including the cells damaged by the mRNA and spike protein done to the DNA. So that apoptosis is really important, and you're getting that from the acceleradine. ATP is that true cellular energy, and when it increases, energy and fat oxidation increase, leading to weight loss. Acceleradine helps improve metabolism and physical energy by giving the thyroid hormones to the thyroid. Your thyroid is the bridge from your brain to your body. It also helps open up the pineal gland that's been calcified with all that toxicity from heavy metals, radiation, fluoride in the water, spike protein. We need to clear that out, right? So clearing that out with the acceleradine, you're going to wake up. Your brain wakes up. ADHD goes down. Depression improves. Anxiety improves. Iodine deficiency is the number one predictor for depression. So as your brain's feeling better, what do you think that does to your willpower and your ability to get in the mentally proper state to prepare your body for weight loss, right? It's all connected. Then you've got the accelerated cellular detox powder, and this organic formula coats the stomach and intestinal lining, reduces inflammation, helps with that bloat and regularity, and alleviates issues like Crohn's disease and colitis. And it also helps soak up all of the toxins throughout the day that can cause unexplained weight gain. I was on a vacation and I ate the wrong foods, which I'm very prone to food poisoning. And thank God I took my accelerated cellular detox powder, because it just soaks it all up and gets me back on track right away. As the inflammation's decreased and weight gaining toxins are soaked up, absorption of nutrients is improved and the weight loss is improved. It's also soaking up all the toxins that you're kicking out with the acceleradine through autophagy with the accelerated keto and also the accelerated silver. Those are all kicking off toxins. The accelerated detox powder is soaking them up and bypassing the liver and the kidneys and passing them through your intestines. And the accelerated silver, of course, is in the cleanse as well. This is the supplement that started Accelerated Health Products. When my son was 9 years old and diagnosed with leukemia, this is the only supplement I had that I knew about that was going to do some good for him. When within a year, that boy, the cancer cells were gone, and he's now a 20-year-old college student, as healthy as can be. Obviously takes very good care of his health because he knows the value of it. But I can tell you this, because of this supplement, not one of the 5 of us in my family have had a symptom in the last 2 years, and we've all tested positive. I have to be careful with what I'm talking about, but you get the gist. So the accelerated silver is enhancing your immune system's ability to devitalize foreign pathogens, including those that contribute to weight gain. When your body's fighting a virus or a bacteria, it will increase reverse T3, which causes weight gain, slows the metabolism, because your body says, I've got to work on this virus over here, this bacteria. I'm in survival mode. I'm slowing down the metabolism. I need to keep the energy and keep it for survival. And so that can be a contributor to weight gain. I think this is all one of the reasons why so many people have quote unquote unexplained weight gain in the last 2 years. So by keeping your immune system strong, the body engages in those anti-inflammatory processes, leading to optimal health, which encourages better gut health and weight loss mechanisms. Then you've got the quintessential 0.9, which is helping with that intracellular hydration, right? It also eliminates excess water retention and helps with leaner and a healthier gut and metabolism. And in the end of the Ascent Diet Cleanse, the game changer is the liver flush kit. It's not scary, super easy, especially when you are doing the acceleradine and the accelerated keto for energy, and you've reset your body to improve its metabolism. That liver flush kit is easy. You just take a couple supplements extra for 2 weeks, and then on that last day, you're flushing stones, yes, pea-sized, hundreds to thousands of stones down the toilet. Those stones are in your liver. They're inhibiting your fat burning and your detoxification and your metabolism. So a lot of people are saying that because of the spike protein, that they're unable to process or metabolize the fat and protein, and they get nauseous when they eat too much fat. Well, this is going to help with your fat burning and your fat breakdown. So what's then going to happen? You're able to detox the body of the toxins that cause the bloat and the weight gain. You're also going to see an increase in your metabolism and just energy in general. Then we've got the accelerated thyroid. Most people with unexplained weight gain have suboptimal thyroid and metabolism. And accelerated thyroid is showing to be able to replace a lot of people on their thyroid medication. That's super exciting. And what else? The big question is, can I take it while I'm taking my Armor or my Nature Throid? The answer is yes. And the hope is that you'll eventually get off of those. But accelerated thyroid is the most comprehensive thyroid supplement that helps increase the metabolism, fat oxidation, energy, and weight loss. It is also helping with water retention. And unlike any other thyroid supplement, it's enhanced with scalar frequencies like most of the accelerated products to detox the thyroid from heavy metals and radiation, in addition to healing the thyroid quicker. So who doesn't need the accelerated thyroid? Almost nobody, because it's healing the thyroid. The extra scalar frequencies that we have put in it are putting the thyroid back to where it needs to be. And it's also increasing that energy. People are saying, I just can't even explain it. My energy's steady. I feel great. I feel a jump in my metabolism, and they're getting off their thyroid medication. It works synergistically with the accelerated keto and the acceleradine for boosting that thyroid health, boosting the full endocrine system, immune system, your sex hormones, your hypothalamus, your adrenals. You've got the HPA axis, the hypothalamus, pituitary, adrenal axis, the HPT axis, the hypothalamus, pituitary, thyroid axis, the HBG axis, and I'm going to be getting into these, the hypothalamus, pituitary, gonadal axis. All of them are related and play off of each other. So when your thyroid's healthy, your sex hormones become in a healthier spot. Your adrenals are in a healthier spot. If you're wiped out adrenals, your thyroid's going to be tapped out as well. And your sex hormones are. They're all related. Okay, so accelerated thyroid. So those are the supplements in the Ascent Diet Cleanse. What you can add on, that would be priority. If you're still looking for more, berberine HCl. Berberine is comparable to metformin in studies, and berberine supports normal glucose and lipid metabolism. So it is doing what these diabetic drugs are wanting to do. It's stabilizing that blood sugar. You take berberine, if you have a high sugar meal or a cheat meal, it's going to make it go from a spike and down to just a molehill, right? And that is going to help with your cravings after you come down off of it. But it's also going to help with fat burning and eliminating, or I should say blunting, the fat storage that happens with a spike in insulin and blood sugar. Then it also has that HCl in it, which helps digestion of the proteins and the fats that a lot of people are having a hard time with, and that will help with nutrient absorption. And if you don't have the right nutrients in your body, that could be a cause of weight gain as well. The other issue a lot of people are having that are causing their weight gain is a leaky gut. So I've put together the leaky gut bundle, and that bundle will help eliminate bloat, increase nutrient absorption, and encourage the weight loss. The Megaspore is a probiotic blend that is smart. It's got a brain. It gets down in there where it needs to be, whereas most probiotics are killed by the stomach acid. And it has a brain, and it says, oh, I need more of that. I need more of that. I need less of that. And it will do what your body needs instead of populating the body with a whole bunch of one strain that might not be good for you, right? It helps control the bad bacteria that lead to bloat and dysbiosis and grow the good bacteria. It's been shown to help E. coli, salmonella. I have been so prone to E. coli and salmonella all of my life, and not until the Megaspore was around did I get that under control. And then you've got the Mega Pre that feeds the spores from the Megaspore, and then the Mega Mucosa is the last one. The mucosal system is a very important part of the human immune system. It is 150 times more surface area than the skin, which makes it essential for the immune system. And it helps heal that lining, the tight junctions, and improve that barrier to things like the food poisoning that I was talking about. Then you can even take your weight loss to another level. How do you maximize those weight loss results from the Ascent Diet Cleanse, from the Leaky Gut Bundle? You can do so with the stem cell activation patches. The X49 patch, I wear it below my belly button every single day. It has been shown to reduce body fat, increase energy and recovery after exercise. So not only are you getting better body fat, but you're actually getting more energy to work out to improve your results in that way as well. It improves cardiovascular function and focus, increases muscle tone. As we get older, we need to keep that muscle on, and this actually is helping to increase lean body mass. I've been able to put on muscle mass with the X49, and that's lean muscle mass. It's also been shown to strengthen the bone density, and when you combine it with the Ascent Diet Cleanse and Leaky Gut Bundle, the weight loss while maintaining muscle mass is improved. The other huge benefit, so many people are complaining about hair loss, it is improving hair growth, and turning the hair color back to the original color. I couldn't be more excited than that. Then you've got the Energy Enhancer patch. I wear these on my wrists. And these patches enhance caloric burn, fat loss, and metabolic rate. An additional 300 calories are burned with the Energy Enhancer patches. And they do this by increasing ATP production in the mitochondria, increasing heart rate variability, improving the bioelectrical measurement or the phase angle, which is that integrity of the cell walls, which I was talking about earlier. And this is measured by that in-body scan at adaptation. Reducing inflammation and increasing endurance. It increases beta oxidation, which is the fastest way to increase fat burn and increase cellular energy. So you're also going to get fat burning and muscle growth, and they work synergistically with the accelerated keto in your fat burning and tap into the endless supply of fuel on your body. And adding these patches to the weight loss protocol and to the Ascent Diet Cleanse, you will also improve digestion and circulation, which are essential for nutrient absorption. And that's going to help with your gut as well. Then you've got the X39 stem cell patch, and this will improve or increase your own stem cell production and reset over 4,000 genes to a younger state, including the genes responsible for fat burning and insulin sensitivity. So we're reversing aging, right? We need to reverse toxicity and inflammation and insulin resistance to reverse aging. So the X39 is helping that. That's why my daughters, who are in their teenager years, have an easier way to burn fat and store or build muscle than I do. That's part of aging, right? So, but with the X39 and the X49 patches, I am actually able to take advantage of the protein that I eat and the muscle building in the gym that I do like they are as teenagers. So it's a great way to reverse aging, and it also helps repair collagen in all the tissues, heal leaky gut, activate the stem cell production, encourage that apoptosis of disease cells, and discourage the cancer cells. It improves overall energy in the body, organ balance, and symmetry of energy. So then you've got the carnosine patch. Carnosine has been known to enhance energy and endurance. That will also quicken the weight loss results from the Ascent Diet Cleanse. It's then what we are going to add in dietary. You want to increase your protein intake. So when you sit down at your meal, load it with protein. Your body has a very difficult time taking that protein and storing it as fat. It just doesn't do it. Consume at least 1 gram of protein per pound of desired lean body mass from wild animal protein and wild fish. That will satisfy your appetite, increase that CCK hormone to your brain saying, I'm great. I don't need to eat anymore. I don't want the sugar. I don't want the Ben & Jerry's. It will help build lean muscle mass, which that will increase that ATP and the energy and the caloric burn, eliminate bloat, heal the gut, keep you in fat burning mode. When you start or break a fast with protein, this is a little tip for weight loss, get you off your plateau. You increase glucagon more than insulin. You hardly increase insulin at all. When glucagon's more, you take your fat burning to a new level, actually more than when you are actually intermittent fasting. So break your fast with pure protein. Animal proteins, including bison, lamb, deer, grass-fed beef, elk, wild salmon, those are complete proteins, and they include all the essential amino acids, high omega-3 fatty acids, the collagen, the essential vitamins like vitamin D, E, and B that are needed for muscle growth. And they also have that essential amino acids to trigger that CCK in the gut and tell the brain to suppress your appetite. So prioritize your wild protein. Limit the vegetables, grains, and beans. Some of the vegetables, grains, and beans have oxalates, have sulfur, have lectins. Those low-calorie ketogenic vegetables could be causing your weight gain. Why? They're disrupting your detox pathways in your liver, and your liver then can't burn the fat, right? So they can cause the bloat and the weight gain due to the plant poisons in them. So eliminate all beans, all grains, most vegetables except for cucumbers, asparagus, artichoke, zucchini, squash, romaine lettuce, butter lettuce, celery, just temporarily, not forever. Then you will see your baseline. Then start, once your gut is healed, once you see the weight loss, start reintroducing them and see how your body reacts. Next, exercise around mealtime by moving or walking, getting on a vibration machine, doing a few squats, going for a 10-minute walk after your meal. You're blunting that insulin, right? This is the whole goal of the diabetic drugs, is to lower insulin or lower the blood sugar. So just by going for a 10-minute walk, you're taking that spike into a molehill. And just by moving or eating after your fasted workout, you're also going to use those carbs in your muscles, and your muscles become sponges. And we've already worked on gaining lean muscle mass, right? So the more muscle mass, the more carbs our muscles can absorb and use. Then we need to eliminate the processed foods. Why? They are so hyper palatable that they blunt your normal taste buds, and it also decreases CK. So when you're eating the good proteins, but you've already had the processed foods, your gut is not registering that CCK or the amino acids. These processed foods have emulsifiers in them, which extend their shelf life. And those emulsifiers bring together fat and water. They also strip away the mucosal lining of the gut and cause the neurons to retract in the gut. And that's why the signals from the CCK are shut down and never get triggered to shut down hunger. So then you end up wanting to eat more. And then your gut now can't register those amino acids and fatty acids. And so even when you're eating the healthy foods, it doesn't signal that brain that says, I'm good, I don't need to eat more. So really important to eliminate processed foods. Whatever dietary plan you are going to stick to whole foods, carbs, proteins, vegan, vegetarian, whatever it is. Everybody agrees we need to get off the processed foods. Also eliminate the fake sweeteners. Why? Aspartame, saccharin, dextrose, mannitol, and even stevia all not only raise blood sugar, but they also stimulate your appetite for real sugar and carbs. And they wreak havoc on the gut microbiome, which can lead to the leaky gut, bloating, and malabsorption of nutrient and inflammation. Monk fruit and stevia are the best options, but they can cause backup in the liver as well. This was happening to me. As soon as I eliminated stevia, I swear I lost like 3 pounds of water. My body just said, oh, okay, inflammation gone. It was great. And I felt so much better. And then your sweet taste on your tongue gets reset. You'll be amazed at how sweet things taste when you eliminate those fake sweeteners. You can also use acid like lemon, lime, and apple cider vinegar to blunt the rise of blood sugar. And they also don't break a fast or kick you out of ketosis. So if you're trying to get those benefits of ketosis, you can use those acids. You can also manipulate ghrelin. That's your hunger hormone that starts to get you hunger, triggered by a low level of glucose in the blood. So it activates neurons in the brain to trigger that hunger. If you adjust your meal time by 45 minutes a day, you will see a change in your ghrelin hormone, and that hunger signal will get delayed. Always eat your protein first, you guys. Always eat your protein first, and you will see a huge shift. So those are my tips. I know it's a lot. I hope that was helpful, and I hope you now feel less stressful about needing to go pay $1,000 for that diabetic drug for weight loss. There are healthy alternatives, and the ones I went through today are actually cumulative, putting your body in a better state of longevity, reverse aging, better mental and spiritual health. You start feeling better and lighter, getting rid of the toxicity in your life. There are so many benefits. And if you have any questions, you can always reach out to me. So thank you for joining me today. And if I can help you with your health issues, connect with me directly through the website, sarahbantahealth.com. Happy to put together a protocol for you. And join the free group coaching on Telegram. No downside. There's a link below. I teach you on a daily basis with tips and tools to enhance your health. And you will be a part of a like-minded group to support you on your journey in 2023. Let's keep those New Year's resolutions past January. Keep it going. You will truly take control of your health. That is my goal. You can follow me on Facebook and Instagram under Accelerated Health Products and across over 100 channels under Accelerated Health Radio and TV, including YouTube, Stitcher, Pandora, iTunes, or whatever podcast platform you subscribe to. If you like what you heard today, please hit the subscribe button and share with a few of your friends. I know a few of your friends have heard of these drugs and they're contemplating them, but they may need to hear what I had to say. Join us every week on Mondays at 2 p.m. Pacific and Tuesdays at 1 p.m. Pacific. And you can find the supplements at sarahbantahealth.com. Also use coupon WELCOME10 for 10% off site-wide. Thanks again for joining us here on Accelerated Health Radio and TV. Have a great week.